G'day everyone, T-Nick back here again in Transport Fever on the River Delta map, and we are just outside Rothenfels waiting for a train, because that's what people do. And this train we're gonna do a bit with. We're gonna talk about it. I mean, I know I said we were gonna connect up the steel mill, and that we will get to that, but first we need to see this train. Not that train. I didn't realise that train was coming, so a bonus train has now appeared on screen, and that's very exciting, and it actually makes my planned intro a little bit more interesting, because then we have two trains to look at. But that was not the train we intended. The train we intended to see is coming around the corner now. Now, you might recall this is our first passenger train that we set up on rather shaky ground back in episode, I don't know, 2 or whatever. And it was doing really well for itself for a while, so much so that we boarded a couple of friends and we're like, wow, how good is our passenger line doing? And in fact, if we look at the lines, we'll see that our passenger line is still right up there now. You know, I mean, he's even overtaken the cattle foot. Whoop, we've missed the train. Sorry, come back, I need you. Yeah, so why this train? Why do we want to talk about him? Well, the Rothenfels line doing very well for itself. However, this train, see, he's just passing the 4-car train there, is that the 5-car train? I can't count. He's running at capacity. He's going to pass the 4-car train, who will not be running at capacity, but will be running close to capacity. And then we've got this little fella, who is he's carrying 3 people, and when he comes into Rothenfels, he's going to pick up maybe 3 people again. He's not doing very well for himself. And that's fine, but he's costing us money. So what I'm going to do with you is send you to the depot. We're not going to sell him. He's 20 years old. We're gonna reuse him. I want to do a bit of a shake-up of our passenger trains, because between episodes here, while I was trying to figure out the best way to get to the steel mill, I thought I'd check in on the Northern Line just to see how that shuttle was going there. We got 53 people waiting here. Now, okay, well, it's a fair way down the line now, but when I checked, it had 40 people waiting, and the train was literally just pulling out of the station. So, Northern Line, big success. And we need more trains for it. Now, what I was thinking is we'll take this train, because he's got the super whiz-bang modern engine, and we will redeploy him onto the Rothenfels line, because obviously it goes further and it carries more people and has better profit potential. Do you have a depot down here, by the way? You don't. Well, that's not very helpful, is it? So when he comes in and cashes in, I'm going to turn him around and redeploy him onto the Rothenfels line via a depot, where we're going to add an extra passenger carriage, because, yeah, I want to have 2 trains running that line, both with this engine and both with 5 cars. And then I'm going to take the other 2 trains, so that's the 5-car train, that one's fine, the 4-car train and the one we just sent to the depot, and place them on the Northern Line. So we're going to go ahead and send you onto the Northern Line now. Apparently some of your people just phased out of existence. But yeah, so these guys are a little bit older, a little bit slower, but they still get the job done really well. It's just, we'll put them on the line that's not as important, because they are going to be sharing with the heavy freight trains, and, you know, they're not going to be mixing it up as much on the main line. So have you made it to the depot yet? You have. Good for you. So what are you? You are are you the same as the other one? No, it doesn't tell me what you are. Well, that's super helpful. Because we've got, I think, 3 Prussians to choose from. We've got the S3, which is what you are. Does the other one cease to exist? Oh, okay. Well, that wasn't a very successful engine, obviously. I think you're an S3. No, because that's got too many wheels. Okay, well, this idea isn't going to work, because I was just going to buy another one of the ones we've already got, but... well, now we definitely can't buy any more of these. Or is this no, this is the one we can't buy anymore. An S9. Okay, well, that's disappointing. How long do you live for, by the way? You don't say. Okay, well, that's helpful. Yeah, okay, so we definitely cannot buy any more S9s. I'm assuming that was a short-lived design, because, yeah, the older engines are still available, but the S9 and whatever the other chappy is not. So that's a bit disappointing. But yeah, so I'm going to sell off these dinky die carriages, because they're not really winning any awards for attractiveness. And I'm going to... Oh, we have the Donnerbruch. No, that just seems a bit pointless when we've got these gorgeous first and second class cars. And we'll just go ahead with the standard design we've been following on. And we'll send you out on the Northern Line as well. Good stuff. So that's our 2 trains set up for the Northern Line. So train 7, once you get back to Oxenhausen, we're going to send you to the depot. I don't know which depot you're going to head for. Hopefully you don't head for this one. Hopefully you try and get to this one down here. That would be a bit more useful. But that way we'll better make use of the trains we have to better move the passengers we have without having one just running along hemorrhaging money. That's the log train. So this should be the 5-car train coming in now. So you should be an S9 as well. You are, good. So ideally we're going to have 2 S9s running Halver to Rothenfels. And we'll have the 2 older engines running Oxenhausen to Stralsund. And then eventually we'll extend that line back down here to Rothenfels. And that will be good. But yeah, so I just wanted to start off with that just bit of a shuffle there. And I'm going to have to remember to check up when he gets to the depot so I can add an extra car and send him out on the Rothenfels line as well. But so yeah, look at that. Northern Line, oh, they are different. Okay, that's an S3 and that's an S1. Oh, well, I'm sure they're pretty comparable. And then, yeah, as I said, we'll have both the S9s on the Rothenfels line. In fact, I might just bugger putting a second carriage on you and just send you on the Rothenfels line now. Just to save dicking around, because I will forget about him. But where we left off last time, before I decided to dick around with passenger trains, is we'd connected up our iron ore and coal mines. So to refresh your memory, the coal mine's up here, the iron ore mine's up here, with the main line going down here past Oxenhausen. Now, of course, that then becomes a single track here. So we are going to double track the line all the way down to where I want to put the junction, which will be here. And then, you know, that way we can have the 2 passenger trains and the oh, look at you, you're using the new track. Well done. And then of course we'll be able to have, we're going to have 5 trains on this section, so we will need the double tracking, and I will leave it open to triple track it or even quad track it later, so we can have the slower iron ore and coal trains just stick into their own business. And not sort of getting underfoot. So I'm going to go ahead and drag a second track in here if it had snapped. And it's snapping now. That's super helpful. And of course, we need to make sure we can get from the passenger line over to the other line as well. So I'll throw in a set of points here. 65, that should be enough. For that junction there. And then you, my friend, should be able to snap all the way along here. Yes, keep snapping, keep snapping, keep snapping, keep snapping. We're up to 140 grand. And then you'll remember I was really adamant about, oh no, you're not going to snap anymore. Okay. I was quite adamant about making sure this section was flat here. And that's because I suspected, was it an 80k curve? Oh, surely we can straighten that out. 79, it wasn't even 80. Yeah, okay, let's just hit the pause button. We can straighten this out. This is just not happening. We've got the money, we may as well. 120 at either end. 98. Okay, can we do better? Yeah, so we can get 115. That's not bad. That's still slowing down, but and then you got a 100 section there. Okay, we'll back it off a bit more then, and see if we can keep it to at least 115. Or even just 120 the whole way. Fantastic. That's a big improvement there. Look at that. Congratulations. We've done a thing. So yeah, you'll remember I wanted to keep it quite flat here, and that's because I did think I was going to put a junction here. It's going to be a bit of a tight junction to get around the river here down to the steel mill. But the logic there will be that we can have a station at the steel mill. And then, no, I don't want to build. Don't tell me to zoom to build. We can have a station at the steel mill here, and the goods train's running around the outside. Assuming we can fit the junction in sort of around here. But then we can also run a steel train up here, up to Brackenheim Machine Shop, and then obviously we'll have to bring plastic up here as well to get the most out of it. And if we want to send planks up there, we can, but I just don't see that being necessary because we're going to be delivering twice the volume of planks as anything else to the goods factory here. So we'll definitely need to run a steel train up here as well. And the slag, we can then run around the existing line back down here to Rothenfels Brickworks once we've got the slag going. But that'll probably be at a later date. And as I said, if we do want to connect the coal up via Rothenfels, we can then run the slag that way as well. But that is a long way in the future, if at all. I mean, we might not even get around to it. I don't know. So what I want to do is I want to put a set of points in here, obviously, to end the double track. We'll go with 55. It's not great, but it is only temporary. We're still on pause. We can unpause now. And now I want to squeeze a junction in here. 55 isn't great, but I think it'll do. And we want to keep it flat if we can. Can we get up to 60? No, 50. Yeah, we can get to 60, but I get the feeling we're going to be looking at a tighter curve there. So 60 might not be doable the whole way, but 60 will do for the start. The reason I'm going 60 is because I know we've got a number of powerful tender engines that have a top speed of 60, and a lot of our wagons have a top speed of 60. So I figure if we can keep it to 60, you know, we can work with that. 65 isn't bad. I'd like to mitigate the grade a bit. Not so much that you put a bridge in though. Not a massive fan of the bridge in this situation. Let's bring it back around. Yeah, just a bit. 65. Okay, what if we... No, see, you're trying to bridge. Okay. So bring it to 65, like that. Obviously, that's not how we're going to build it, but we'll then back it off to the curve there and bring it around once we get the second track in, because I think we'll have to build from the track closer to the water to make sure that we've got... Oh, you still want to put a bridge in. It's probably not too bad, actually. I mean, it's offsetting the grade, and it keeps us running alongside the river. No, that's probably pretty realistic when you think about it. So run that down like that, and then of course we'll need to put a set of points in here. Again, 60 reasonable speed there. Obviously, if something is waiting at this signal, it will most likely queue back onto the main line. Not ideal, but I think it's the best we're going to do. And hopefully my guys can see that signal before they come out of the tunnel. Otherwise, we're going to have a bit of a prang, which is just going to make a bit of a mess. So that's fine there. Hopefully the Northern Line has already adjusted. It has, because it's a smart cookie. And speaking of the Northern Line, here comes one of our quote-unquote new trains. It's new to the people on this line who are probably wondering what happened to our nice engine and brand new carriages. You've given us someone else's cast-offs. And to them I say, shut up and deal, we've improved your service. So you get a more frequent train service. You just got to deal with, you know, second-hand rolling stock. And to anyone that lives in Sydney, you know all about second-hand rolling stock, because that's something that the railways love to do here. It seems whenever they buy a new intercity train, the old intercity train gets dumped on the suburban tracks without the toilets. So they basically rip the toilets out and go, hey, look, we got a new train. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And the suburban people go, oh, yay. I mean, I shouldn't say that. They are actually very nice trains, but, you know, they've still got the nice intercity seating in them. But, yeah, it is a bit of a letdown. Okay, so let's run this track around the outside of the river here. I probably should turn contours on just to make sure we don't do anything stupid. And, I mean, have you met me? Stupid is my middle name. I mean, it's not, but it could be, based on my behaviour. Okay, so let's talk station. That's a bit... Okay, well, that doesn't even catch the steel mill, so congratulations. Goodbye. How close do we need to be to... Ooh, okay, that's pretty close. That's going to require the rebuilding of most of this road, which I'm fine with. I mean, I make no secret that I will rebuild this road. That's A-okay. Yeah, okay, so let's talk steel mill station. We are going to have to go uphill a bit to get to this, by the way, so I'm glad we built all that track there that we're just going to have to rip out again. So let's spin around to an angle that we like, and let's put a bit of a curve in at the end just to avoid this hill here if we can. Well, that's the opposite. You've actually embraced the hill and steered into the skid. And let's put a curve at the other end just because we can, I guess. Yeah, just to sort of point it vaguely in the direction of the main line we've already got. So, we've got a track here. That's the iron ore track in, let's say. Let's say that is where we're bringing iron ore track in. That is the coal track in. Okay, still good. Steel out towards Oxenhausen. Fine. Steel out towards the top of the hill over there, whatever that town is with the machine shop. That's fine too. Okay, cool. Now we just need slag out. Boom. Excellent. Okay, and now if we do want to rail any goods in, because obviously bricks come in on stake wagons, we can bring them on the steel train, but any other packaged goods are going to want to come in a boxcar, we will need a 6th track. That's also doable. Okay, good. So we'll start off with 4, because that's what steel, iron ore, no, we only need 3 to start with, but it's good to know that we can expand it later if we need to. Because, you know, I really don't want to sink too much money into it. Oh, we've got a new Prussian thingy and a East German thingy. Maybe DRG was the name of the railways before the war, because I'm thinking the war hasn't happened yet. Well, the first war has, but the second one hasn't. So, spoilers. There's going to be a war. I'm sorry if I gave the plot away. So connect that up. That should connect up to the steel mill nicely. Fantastic, it does. And now I'm going to try and bridge over the station. Well, that went predictably. Just in case the town does want to expand over here, it doesn't get in the way of any future track laying we want to do. Okay, well that's probably not where I would have chosen to put a pillar, but you know that's probably marginally better. Yep. How do you feel about this one? No, it's got the weird not finished bit over there. But this is fine. I'm okay with this. And then obviously we can back the road off there and connect that up a bit more smoothly. And that can come down to... Yeah, that's totally what I wanted. Good call. Yeah, that can come down around like that. No, it looks a bit weird. Let's try again. There we go. That's not as much of a divot. But yeah, as I said, by going over like that... he says, realizing that when he wants to expand the station, he's going to have to rebuild that bridge. Well done. So, yes, let's just create a lot of space with some redundant trackage. You know, that's a typical thing people do. And hopefully we can cheeky bridge in here, big enough to get over even the largest of stations. No, I don't think this is going to work. No, okay, cool. Well, I'm glad I caught it before we let the town expand over here, because, yeah, I mean, we could do that, but yeah, when we do want to expand the station, the bridge will have to go, and we'll have to come up with some sort of alternative. Maybe we will have to just build it out the other end and hope for the best. Okay, cool. It was a nice idea, and if we were going to stick with 3 tracks for forever and ever and ever, it would be fine. But we're not, so we may just have to remodel part of the town when we want to poke out the other end here with a couple of tracks, and then of course we'll just cover our shame. You know, like cats bury their poo. We're just gonna use the smoothing tool to pretend nothing ever happened. And you know, you can come up with other cat metaphors if you're playing along at home. You know, maybe like it's gonna bring you a dead bird to say, hey, congratulations, you built a station that wasn't completely ugly. Why a dead bird? I don't know. Maybe it just found it. Now, we need to somehow connect this track up to here, which is going to be inelegant and yeah. Okay, well, it's not slow at least, but that's not too bad. So if we keep it flat up here for our junction, yeah, keep it on the level. Oh, that is on the level. Well done. That's good. That should be fine. And then we'll connect this up down to where the track was already. Fantastic. 120. Nice and simple. Now, we want to double track coming into the station, just so we can see where we're at in terms of other tracks. So you're going to want to come around to say there or there. Probably there. Yeah, that's fine. That's probably not the right way to do that, actually. Why don't we get rid of all of this and bring it in instead around here? Yes, there we go. That's probably a bit better. Bring you in around here like this, and that way you're going to be a simple matter to connect up on the inside of the curve here. Let's go 55. That's fine. And then hopefully we can fit a diamond in here. Now, don't duplicate segment me. Duplicate segment you. Show you a duplicate segment. Good, okay, and is that going to be janky? It isn't. I don't think it is. Oh, it does look like... No, there's a dip. You can see the dip just there. Yep, it's dipped. Okay, well, it was a nice idea. I thought keeping it flat we'd get away with it, but obviously not. In fact, why don't we go ahead and... no, we won't double slip that, because that's just going to be pointless. We'll whack in a set of points there while autosave does its thing. Yep, 50, that'll do. That doesn't look janky. And then, of course, whack a set of points in here. 55, that's fine. Yep, 57 then. Okay, cool. Not one to quibble about that. And obviously the obligatory signal can go in there. And then we'll need to undouble track it somewhere down here. Possibly here. And by possibly, I mean definitely. Definitely here. That's definitely the end of the double track. And there'll be a signal there to mark that. At this point, I question why we haven't just double-tracked the whole thing. So, you just do that thing. We've got the cash. We won't when we come to build trains, but at the moment we've got the cash. So, you know, why quibble on costs now? Because we can afford it. It's fine. Drop a signal in there. We've got a signal protecting the points. There goes one of our trains. Hello. Drop another signal in there, and then we should probably stick one in the middle somewhere. And by in the middle, I mean actually in the middle, rather than normally where I stick it weighted to one end. See, look, actually in the middle. Which train are you? Are you the one we saw before? Emerge from the tunnel looking graceful. Oh, you might be the really old one. Oh, I think you are. Oh, it's still a cutie. Hello. Well, I'm glad you found your new home, and yeah, you've already started making a profit. So that was when it was on the main line. Obviously, that was the good times, and then the good times stopped. But you've started clawing it back, and you're going to be doing just fine fairly soon, I'm sure. But that's all the building we need to do. It's time to go train shopping, which is my favorite part of the episode. I get really, yay, let's go pick a train. So we got 6.3 million, but we can extend our loan up to 30 million. So really don't think we're going to have a problem with this. We do need a suitable depot though. There's not one down here. Well, we can build the iron ore train here because it's just going to come around here and just go up to the iron ore mine. So that's fine. The coal train and the steel train though, we're going to need to build. Oh no, we can build that there too because they'll just come around and do a bit of a loop. So that's okay. And that's good. The steel train will build last because obviously we're going to need coal and iron ore first. But yes, let's get to it. So both these trains need to be able to get up hills with a heavy train. Admittedly, we've tried to keep the hills to a minimum for the loaded legs. Thankfully, the mines are up the top of the hill, but we are still going to have to. And we don't have diesels yet. This is very tempting. It's also $2.9 million worth of train, and that's without electrifying anything. But gosh darn it, I want to build the crocodile. I'm going to hold off. I want to keep going with steam for now. Now, what are you? Only 3 of the Prussian S9 were taken over by the DRG. Oh, that's where the S9 went. It became this thing. Oh, good. So we can still buy S9s, but technically we should only buy 3 of them and retire them by 1926. Oh, wow. We can only build them for 3 years. Okay, well, we should get on that. The Prussian S3. Oh, good. We've got the S3 back, so that's a thing we can build again. Because it's dropped off the buy menu up here. So that's fair enough. Okay, so that's the German next version of them, but they're only around for a couple of years, so I don't know if we'll get to them. Now, let's have a look. What do we got here? We've got the Austrians, which are probably our go-tos. So these guys have good power. You have the best power, 1330 kilowatts and 205 tractive effort. All these guys have less. Yeah, 150. So let's talk the 380. You are ideal for heavy goods trains, so that's good. And you are oil-fired, which is probably important. 3.2 million, so what's 3 of them's what, 9.8 million roughly. Wait, 9.6 million roughly. Already over budget, we haven't bought wagons yet. That's fine, okay, cool. Before we buy trains though, we should really set up the lines, you dummy. So go ahead with that. Oh, those are all going to be really easy to tell apart. Good work. All very similar colours. So line 3, that'll be the coal train. Sure, why not? Where's the coal mine? There. Okay, so start here at Rothenfels coal loader. So I named that off camera just because I'm smart like that. And come down here. And you can find the route. That's okay. That's not a problem. You're not struggling anywhere. No, you're using both tracks through here. You've identified you want to come through here. I also rebuilt this junction slightly off camera just to try and speed it up. This junction I forgot to rebuild off camera, so you get to watch me build it on camera later. You identify which track to use. Yes, so you're going to be just fine. So this is coal from Roth to Stroll. That'll do. Yes, okay, cool. That's coal. Now, iron ore is probably best with this one because it's like an irony colour. Well, so is that one, actually. Yeah, we'll do this one then. So you will start up here at Lindenfels Sidings. Good name. That was default name. Didn't have to do that myself. And come down to Stralsund West, which needs a better name. Okay, you're not having any trouble either. Yes, you've identified you want to come into this track here. You're coming in and out here. That's fine. This is going to be a long-haul train. We're probably going to need 2 iron ore trains in the long run to keep up with the coal train because he's got a shorter distance. You're not having any troubles coming through here, and of course we are going to have to put some passing loops in up here as well. So that's a thing we need to do. You are iron ore from Lind to Sturl. Good old Sturl. Fantastic. Good. That's 2 down. Now the third one will be the steel train. And we want you to start at Stralsund West. Oh, look at that, the nice little colours in line there. 1, 2, 2. Yeah, oh, station 1. I thought it was saying platform 1. I'm going, no one's using platform 1 at the moment. And then we want to send you over here to the factory. Like that, okay? And that's Oxenhausen branch, which is probably not an inaccurate name. You have used platform 1. For some reason, you've decided to go around the outside. I don't know what's wrong with this piece of track here. You git. You know, what if you're coming in and someone wants to come out? You're going to block them by going this way. I don't care for that at all. And I'm going to have to fix that. Why don't we whack a signal down here? Yes. And then we send you via that. Okay, so yes, after that, go there. Yes, fantastic, good. Now, if we ever remove that signal, we're going to have problems because he's going to be like, oh, no, I'm going back over here again. So, you know, number 16, oh, very important signal that. And if we do have 2 steel trains, it means he can bodge a little closer to the platform, which won't help anyone, but I don't know. Might look a little better. But this is steel from Stroll, yes, to Ochs. Excellent. Good. We've got the line set up. Now we build the trains, and then we run out and build passing loops wherever we needed them. Because, you know, obviously we don't have passing loops yet. So, first train we're going to buy, because he's got the furthest distance to go, is the iron ore train. So give me a KK capital S little T capital B 380. Very important engine. Good start. We've got train number 10. Excellent. We only have 10 trains, really? I thought we had more. Okay, let's have a look. What do we got in terms of iron ore transport? Oh, we got that new stake car we built. We got. That's good for 80Ks now. That's pretty good. Let's have a look. Okay, so we're going with a default open wagon because clearly some dingus hasn't downloaded any new wagons. Or we could go the gondola. It is an American wagon. No, we'll go the four-wheeler. Four-wheelers are big in Europe, apparently. We want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wow, that's blown most of the budget. 11, 12. That's blown the entire budget. So, borrow a couple of million. So what did I say? 12, 13, 14, 15. What's that? 168 metres a train. I think that's okay. 120 capacity. That should be fine. You are the iron ore train. And you know where you're going. That's fantastic. Good. I thought he was going to sit there and go, excuse me, I don't know where I'm going. And what a whistle he's got too. Come on, show us your stuff. And we've got a nice little truck coming down the background. Come on, friend. Don't be shy. Now that is an attractive looking oil burning engine with a very nice headlight. And oh, I put the mouse in the wrong spot, didn't I? That's just, oh yes, that is a no. Hello, hi. We probably should get around to replacing some of our older trains at some point too. But I have little doubt you are going to do just fine with the hills. What's your top speed, by the way? 70, yeah. See, as I said, these Austrian engines, powerful, slow, totally fine with that. Good amount of steam too, very happy with you. Probably should have cloned you while you're in the depot so I didn't have to do it manually again. But, well, here we are. So again, we'll go ahead and buy another 380. We could probably penny pinch and get the 280 because the coal train has less far to go. But there's about 30 grand in it. And he does have less power. Oh, the running cost, though, that is significantly cheaper. Yeah, let's try the 280 for the coal train. We can always upgrade him later if we don't like it. And then we want 120 capacity of open wagons if we can. Nope, we've run out of money. Okay, to the bank. Remember last episode, or the episode before, or the episode before that, how I was saying we'd paid off the loan? Yeah, I didn't think of it last. But, you know, spend money, make money, blah, 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 blah. So this is the coal train. And, of course, triumphant departure shot is required. Like, come on, have you met me? He also has a triumphant whistle. Very happy with that. That's money well spent. Looks very similar to the other one. I think he has one less axle. No, same number of axles. But he's got an attractive blue paint on him. So, you know, pretty happy with that one too. Looking good, my friend. Looking good. You go forth and find us some coal. You've already got some coal on board, so you shouldn't have too much trouble finding more. You know, just follow your nose or whatever it is trains do. So that's the coal and the iron ore line sorted with 15 wagons each. And as I said, we'll probably go ahead and put a second iron ore train on at some point just because we're going to need to, you know, keep up with it. But now we buy the steel train, and he will lose money initially, but, you know, I'd rather buy him now just to make sure that the mines, you know, get told by the steel mill, hey, They want to transport steel. Give me your coal and iron ore. So again, we'll probably go the 380 for this because we do have that climb up from the river here up to the junction where it's nice and flat over to the branch. So we'll go the 380 again. I know we've already got one, but what do you do? It's better than double heading at least. I didn't really stop to entertain, well, the Mikado's American, but I didn't stop to entertain these guys. No, far less power, far less power. 550 kilowatts. Oh no, that is less power, never mind. Yeah, sorry, I for some reason thought that was under the tractive effort, and I went, wacko! But no, okay. And the 3.5, 120. Yeah, no, we're right with the 380. Now, freight wagons. We do have this new state car. Now, this chap has a top speed of 70, whereas the state car O has a top speed of only 60. So I reckon we go with the OK. Hence the K on the end, because it's a different type. I thought it was like state car, OK, just deal with it. So let's go with a couple of these. That's going to set us back about nearly $500,000 a go, though. So how much capacity have we got? With 4, that's 56. 5 is 70. 6 is 84. Oh, what are you? 14 each. Okay, we'll extend the loan a bit more. 98. 112. Okay, 112 I'm happy with. How many wagons is that? That's 8. Yeah, okay, that'll do. If we do need to transport more steel, we can. And we'll send you out on the steel line. Very good. That train is a steel, which is ironic because it's not. It's actually very expensive. It's $6.7 million worth of train, but it looks really nice, so I'm okay with it. And again, I know it's sacrilege because we've got an Austrian engine hauling, Finnish rail cars, but you can't argue with results. I mean, they look attractive. That is a very attractive steam model. That's one of the best I've seen in this game from the workshop. I mean, it's even better than the default stuff. And the default stuff is pretty damn good. It's not lacking in any way. But those wagons too, gorgeous. So I'm very happy with this. All found, on the workshop. Now we've gone into the red for the first time in God knows how long. And this year, last year, modest profit, 1.5 million, despite, all the money we spent on stuff, 2.8 on a train and, 2.2 million on construction. This year, 23 million in the hole and counting, because we've still got to extend the loan out. We'll extend it up to 18 million. Why not? Because we've got to put some passing loops in. Because this section here is all good and well because they've only got the single track section for a little bit. But up here now, we've got a single track section from Halver all the way to Lindenfels, where we've got one iron ore train, and thankfully the iron ore has already started spawning. We've got the plank train for this section, and we've got the passenger train. And I do want to put another passenger train on at some point, as well as another iron ore train. So we got some stuffs to do's. So what I want to do eventually is I want to create this platform here to be the branch, because obviously we're going to have the one track coming in there. And then I want to have the other 2 mainline tracks heading up this way towards Hirschberg. I pointed at the food processing plant for some reason. So to start that process along, I'm going to go ahead and whack this up to 3 platforms. Yes, we knocked down a couple of town buildings, but we're going to need to do it eventually. Because what I want to do is have the branch come off here, and then have room for trains going up the branch to actually park off the main line. So eventually the 2 passenger trains going north will come through this platform. Oops, everything's gone wrong. Whoa, I broke everything. How did I break everything? Did it disconnect it? Oh, it disconnected at this end. That's my bad. Sorry, my bad. Just gonna fix that up now. Sorry everyone. Sorry. So it's cool. I got this. See, everything's cool. Everything's fine. Yeah, so as I was saying, trains going, let's say north, we'll use this platform here and just bugger off. Trains going south, we'll use this platform here and bugger off. But then any train going to the branch, I want to give it a little bit of room down here to queue up if the passenger train's turning around, if that makes any sense at all. So first of all, what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to flip these points around here, because obviously we're not building that sectional line yet. So that'll do there. And then I need to flip the terminals around. So you go into Terminal 2 and you into Terminal 1. So that's a good start there. Now I'm going to whack the pause button on, and yes, I will actually demolish all this. Just I know I flipped the points around for little to no reason. But yeah, I want to bring this back here, and instead bring this track down like this, and bring this track down. Will you snap at 120? You will. Fantastic. Bring this track down like that there. Good. Now, This track here I want to extend down to about, say, here. Where's it start getting really hilly? Yeah, probably the forest. We'll extend it down to the forest and sort of leave it there. So then trains coming this way, I want to turn out here. Actually, we can just turn out straight across, can't we? At 60 clicks an hour. So that's fine there. Good. Okay. Excellent. So whack a signal down to protect those points. So any trains going to the branch will now turn out here and go down this track. These signals here we can probably move. Get rid of you and bring you down here. Good. So that way they can all start queuing up. So if the iron ore train and the plank train need to get up the branch and the passenger train happens to be doing his thing here, we'll whack in a couple of signals here so they can just wait in line until the passenger train gets out of the way, and they won't be blocking the mainline traffic, which I think is a good start. So is everyone happy with how they've got it? No, they're all a bit upset at the moment, but that's okay. We'll tweak the other end as well. So yes, as I was saying, whack that pause button again and remove this track here and all this. Yes, I know I've upset the log plank route, and that's fine. So what we want to do is bring this track along. I don't know why I demolished it, because we're going to need to put it in again. Bring this down and over the bridge. Cool. So trains coming in this way here. Oh, hang on. No, we've extended it too far. That's the wrong track. No, never mind. Never mind. Back it off. Back it off. Back it off. Yes. So trains coming in this way are going to come off the branch, and they're going to be able to merge straight across over to this track here, which is going to get them through the platform there. So we'll go ahead and make that. Can we do 70? We can do 70. Good. Excellent. Okay, so trains coming off the branch, we'll be doing that. That's fine. And that way, this can stay as the main line going this way. So we need to connect you up at a 120, and that's the main line going off that way. And then we can bring this around on the curve. Oh, actually, we can just connect that up like that, really. We don't need those points down there. That would be, yeah, that'd be kind of pointless. Hold on. Let's just take a step back. Take a step back. And build a bit of track out like this, because this is eventually where we're going to go. So keep it straight and keep it flat. Yes, that's good. And keep that straight and flat. Fantastic. And then we can bring this around through a set of points here. Can we do 60? We can do 59. Well, we can do 70. 70 is even better. I like 70. 70 is fine. Good. Okay. So that means we will need to... hang on. No. Because if the train's going to the branch on this track, what are they doing over here? They're not. Okay, well, no, we'll get rid of that. Plus, the junction looked janky anyway, so I hated it. Yeah, run this down here instead. 50. Can we do better than 50? Oh, we can do 54. I don't much care for that. Back that off a little. Can we do better? Come on, give me 55 at least. That's okay. That's fine. Yeah, I know I've upset you. And yes, those points that I got rid of, and we're not going to need these. Yeah, we are going to need those. Good work, dummy. So that's 76, that'll do. Whack a signal in there. Obviously, we'll whack a signal in here. Excellent. And then whack a signal in here for the main line as well. Good stuff. So that way, we'll also need to whack in a couple of signals down here too. One about there. Good. And probably before the bridge too, just because the bridge is here and it's here for business. We can hit the play button again because we've got no warnings, we haven't broken anything, and we may as well just double track the base over to the. Didn't I say I wanted to straighten this bit out too? Yes, quick back to pause, not fast, don't fast it up. Yeah, I did say I wanted to straighten this bit out for the branch line just to make it a bit faster for trains coming off the mountain. So if we do that. 120 the whole way, you bloody ripper, that's fantastic. And then of course, while it's flat and cheap, we will put the second track in, and then we will bring this back down around to snap at, we can do 75, 75 should be fine. Oh, we can connect it up at 75, even better. And then obviously put a set of crossovers in there for 65 will do. It's not a fast train. And then whack in the obligatory points, and that should be fine. That's definitely improved the base of the branch line anyway. And I like it how we've still got the nice rural 3-track station. We could have quad-tracked in there, but with the mountain, it's going to be expensive, and I don't want to ruin the charm. I like the charm of this sort of this mountainside town, you know, nestled between the river and the mountain, with its correspondingly small station, complete with little queue up train yard thingy that we've built over here. Probably whack a signal in like that, and another one going the other way, and that'll be good. And again, whack in a couple of signals here and here, and that should all work. So everyone should be using the right track now. Obviously, the passenger trains that are reversing have to come in here and go back again, which is not ideal. So I'll put in a set of points for them, just like that, and hopefully they'll start using that instead. Yes, there we go. That's a bit better. That should be fine there. And now, of course, we can hit play again because we've fixed up the bit we broke here. And then all we need is a set of points here to bring them back up to the start of the mountain, and then the signal to protect that. So good. So now we've got plenty of room for trains to pass each other and dick around at the base of the mountain. The hard part's going to be finding somewhere to put a passing lane in on the mountain itself without having to really duplicate the bridges or the tunnels. Because, that'll just sort of spoil the, I guess, the charm of it. I mean, we could double track one of the viaducts, but, it's like, then we lose the magic. In fact, I might actually, continue this section up and around, because that's reasonably cheap. It's only 150 grand, only, up to about there, and we'll single track it from here. And that should help things immeasurably. So 70 k's now, that's fine there. And that way we can get them halfway up the hill on double track, and that's the cheap bit to double track anyway. So that should be a-okay there. So we'll get rid of this signal on these points down here because they're not really doing much for us. And then we got enough signals. No, we probably shouldn't have gotten rid of that. We'll just put them back. It's like nothing ever happened. It's like they never left. So this section here we'll keep single track because it'll be expensive to duplicate. But I get the feeling we can sneak in a second track along here. And we want that to be on the right-hand side. Yes. What about up this end? Yeah, of course, the left-hand side. Well done. Good call. Okay, so when we add this second track here, it's going to be on the right-hand side. Is there a convenient place where we can swap sides? Not really. Okay. Well, this second tunnel here, that's not negotiable. So, yeah, we'll build it on the left-hand side, and we'll just have to switch sides on this curve here, I guess. So after the tunnel, that's 80 grand. What's it cost to duplicate the bridge? So it's about 100 grand for the second bridge. That's fine. Bring it up to the mouth of the other tunnel, roughly. So, sort of before it starts getting into the serious part of the cutting. That's good. Because as I said, that tunnel needs to stay on the correct side. It's just not happening otherwise. And that's about 60 k's. That's not bad. Good. We'll whack a signal in there. Whack a signal in there. That's a good start, and then obviously we have to connect it up at the other end. But we've still got plenty of money in the bank, which is good because I didn't want to extend the loan anymore. In fact, we're coming up to the end of the year, so I might pay down $1 million just to save 10 grand at the loan interest thing. I mean, the bank manager's probably really happy we've taken out this loan because he's going, oh sweet, we can collect interest again. And here I am thinking, I really wish you wouldn't. So I might put a signal in outside the tunnel here. That's good. We've got a signal there. Put a couple of... Oh, no, we're in the red. Oh, we're significantly in the red. I blame... these new trains. That running cost for no profit, that's what's done it. So we'll just have to be patient. In fact, while we're waiting, why don't we check up on how the iron ore train's going? Hopefully he's on the way. No, that's the line, dingus. Find the train. Where's the train? Hello. Oh, good. You're making your way up to the branch, so we can actually watch you cross over onto the branch using your new bit of track, which hopefully you're going to use. Well, I don't see any other way to get there, so whee, over we go. Yes, look at you. That's an impressive train. I also question the fact that you're an oil burner and yet you have coal. I mean, you have oil here, but coal. You are an oil burner, right? Yeah, the 380. It said it was an oil burner. Logic. I don't know. I'm sure there's some sort of technicality in that it needs to carry coal to start the fire or stop the fire, or maybe that's just black rocks and that looks like coal. I don't know. But yes, you're definitely using the new track as you're meant to. And if the passenger train's anywhere in the area, it's not, that you would be held just outside the station here while he turned around, which is exactly what we wanted. But yeah, so now you steam through the platform, and that's good. We've kept it reasonably small here. If we do get too much traffic, we can put a transit track in the platform there, which won't extend the station too much, and just give our freight train somewhere to wait if need be. but now you should take the right-hand track and start your trip up the mountain. Good boy, good boy. Are we going to pass another train? Is the log train in? No, it's not. Okay, well that's nice. We'll just get a nice shot of you coming around the curve anyway. And now the bridge is in the way. And we still haven't gone back into profit. Would someone please unload a train of grain or stone or grain stone or stone grain or even cattle? I'll take cattle. I don't mind. Don't discriminate. Just someone get us back in the green, would ya? Good looking train though. Really good looking train. Come on, I just need to finish this passing loop off and we're done for the day. Come on. I know. If you're really enjoying the episode, you're like, oh no, drag it out. Ooh, we've got things. We have a German electric engine, the ES51, and it's brown apparently. It definitely is brown. Hey, look, we're more in the red. Wow, that went well. You know what? Now that it's a new year, I'm just going to extend the loan again to get us back into the black. Once these new trains start paying off, we're going to have no money problems at all. I nearly said no money, but you know, if they're paying off, we'll have money. We just won't have problems, which is good. That's the goal. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's the stated aim of the game, is to make money. Whack in another couple of signals halfway up the hill. That should be fine for that passing loop there. In fact, what's this coming down the hill? This is our passenger train. Oh, that's a really nice shot too. Look at that. Wow, that's a postcard if ever I saw one. How are you going for capacity? 32 or 48? Okay, so we don't need a second train just yet. But yeah, that's great. And you will pass the iron ore train on the double track section. So good for you. That's well timed. Good timetable. Good timetable. A lot of trees in the way, so we're not going to get to see the iron ore train. But the important thing is we know he's there. Actually, we might see him if we pass here. I can see smoke. I can see trees. Oh, that's a shot. Hello. Hi. You're not going to whistle at each other? It's a bit disappointing. You guys have falling out in the barracks or something. No. Oh, well, that's cool. Sure. We'll see more whistling in the future. Look at that. We're already making cash. That's great. So the iron ore train's on the way. Let's just check on the other two trains as well. So what are you? You're the steel train. So you followed the coal train up here. So the coal train should be further up the hill. But you're coming into the goods factory here. And again, you're going to run empty a couple of trips just because, you know, we need the iron ore and coal to get to the steel mill before you can start picking it up. But I wanted you to be running so the steel mill would know as soon as it got its first delivery, hey, we're ready to accept steel. So that way it doesn't just sit on it and wait till the train's built. But yeah, so you're coming up the hill. You're having literally no problems maintaining your speed, which is good. And we'll reevaluate if you have enough wagons or not further down the line. But it looks like the coal train is coming up into the station. Yes, you're almost there. So we'll get a glimpse of you coming between the tunnels here. We don't have any money, so there's no point trying to smooth out this slightly ugly bit of landscape. But I will enjoy a spectacular emergence from the tunnel. I'm actually tilting my head to try and peer into the tunnel, and then I realise that doesn't work. But, you know, that's points for realism, game. You've made me twist my head to try and see into the tunnel. Oh, I think he's coming out now. No spoilers, but yes, here he comes. What does it cost money to honk the horn? Come on, give me something. Seriously? No whistle? I'm here waiting for you. I've been waiting all day, apparently, and nothing. But, you know, that's fine. So, yeah, last year, 24 million. 2.4 would be paradise. 24 million in the hole. But that's okay, because as you can see this year, even having paid for a couple of signals, you know, big expense there, 12,000, we are already $1.3 million ahead. So that's great. Please tell me there's coal waiting for you. There is. There's plenty of coal, and by plenty of coal, I mean there's half a train worth. But that's significantly better than leaving empty, because with the iron ore train picking up probably roughly half a train's worth, the coal train picking up half a train's worth, I think we're going to be just fine once this route starts panning out. And once it does, we can look at getting a second log and plank train in, because we'll actually have the demand at the factory for more planks. Whereas at the moment, they've got a few stored. So as you can see, the forest has dropped off production significantly. The sawmill has dropped off production, or dropped off demand as well as production. That's the passenger train. I'm looking for the plank train because, yeah, you can see when times were good, before we sort of flooded the factory with planks, I don't know what happened here, we were making a lot of money compared to the running costs, but now it has steadily declined. So now that we're delivering steel, the demand for planks at that factory will go up, and therefore we'll start running a full train of logs and hopefully a full train of planks to boot going the other way. But I think we've dragged on way more than I intended to. I forgot to start a timer at the start of this one. So that's going to be all we do today. Are we going to finish up with a train? I want to finish up with a train. Where's a train? Oh, here's a train. This is a scenic part of the route. Good. Okay, we're going to finish up. We're going to watch Train 12 take us out. Okay, so Train 12 is just going to take us out. But next time we'll... I've got a few ideas. I'll reevaluate, after a couple of months of in-game time when we start getting a bit more cash in, because I don't want to go headlong into it just yet. But next time we're going to build some more track, buy some more trains, blah 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 blah. Until then, I've been T-Nick. This has been Transport Fever on the River Delta map. Thanks for joining me. Hopefully you have enjoyed the episode, and as always, I look forward to your company next week. What's that passenger train stop for? Is that waiting for the steel train? Did I forget to put a signal in? I forgot to put a signal in. Well, this is going spectacular. Yeah. See you all next time. Later days. Just push out onto the main line. I mean, I know it's my fault, but geez, I feel a bit bad. Let's just borrow up and put that signal there now. Sorry about that. It's, yes, I know. It's entirely my fault. Sorry. Pay that down. Yes, good work. Yes, so, as you were, carry on making money, please.